Okay, this is Algebra 1, Section 5.4, and we're going to talk about special systems. So remember when we talked about the three different scenarios when you're solving systems of equations, you're either going to have two lines that intersect at a point, and that's the solution. You're going to have parallel lines, meaning that they will never intersect, so there is no solution. Or both of the equations represent the same exact line, which means that there are infinite solutions. So let's look at example number 4 from the worksheet. And these are the two equations. Now, what I want you to notice, that both of these lines have the same slope, but they have different y-intercepts, which means that these are parallel lines, and there is not going to be any solution. So what happens if you don't notice that and you try to solve? Okay, so let's solve this system by substitution. And we're going to substitute number 1. We're going to take this y and plug it in to that y, which gives us 5x plus 1 equals 5x minus 1. And if I try to solve by subtracting 5x from both sides, that ends up 0. No x's on the right-hand side either. And I end up with a statement that says 1 equals -1. Well, that's a false statement. 1 does not equal -1. So whenever you end up with a statement like this and it's false, that means that there's no solution because these two lines are parallel. So let's look at number 3 now from your worksheet. And I'm just going to go ahead and do elimination. And I'm going to multiply this equation by 2. So I'm going to put that there so I don't forget what I'm doing. So I'm just going to rewrite the first equation there. And then I'm going to rewrite this one after multiplying all 3 terms by 2, which gives me 2x minus 2y equals 8. So let's see what happens when I add these two equations together. Well, negative 2x plus 2x is 0. 2y minus 2y is 0. Negative 8 plus 8 is 0, which gives me 0 equals 0. Well, guess what? 0 equals 0 is a true statement. That means that both of these equations represent the same line. And you'll notice if I had multiplied this equation by -2, I would get this equation. So these are both exactly the same line, meaning that there are infinite solutions. And let's look at number 10 from the worksheet. These are the two equations. So do the lines have different slopes? Question mark. Well, what happens if I solve that equation for y? Well, in order to get y by itself, I'd have to subtract 2x from both sides. And doesn't that give me y equals negative 2x plus 5? Oh, look, it's the same exact equation. So don't be confused when they're written like this. In order to compare those two equations to see if they have the same slope and the same y-intercept, you need to solve it for y so that you can look at it in this form. And then you can see that those are both the same line, and that means that this system would have infinite solutions. We are skipping section 5.5, and that's it for 5.4.